The majority of Americans still support the death penalty. Depending on the polls, the percentage is anywhere from 55 to 60% of Americans who support the death penalty for individuals who have committed murder. On April 29, 2014, Clayton Lockett was brought into the execution chamber. He was tied to a gurney and a paramedic began to prepare his veins for an IV. She got a vein on the first try but forgot the tape to hold it in place, and while somebody else went to retrieve it, the IV slipped out and the vein collapsed. She then tried again on 2 other places on his arm, but failed. She then asked for help from a doctor who was only there to observe and pronounce the death. He began to prepare for a jugular IV while she continued to try locations on his legs and arms. The jugular IV went all the way through the vein, and the locations on the legs failed. Finally, they tried the femoral vein in Lockett's groin, and despite using a needle that was too short, it appeared they had gotten to the vein. After media and family were brought into the observation rooms, 3 executioners, hidden in a room that was only connected to the execution chamber by IV tubes, began to administer the 3 drugs, midazolam, bichloramium bromide, and potassium chloride. The first drug was supposed to render him unconscious, but it didn't. Lockett began straining against his restraints and lurched and pulled. Eventually, he tried to sit up and said, "Oh man, something is wrong." The doctor lifted the sheet and noticed a large bulge in his groin filled with the 3 drugs that were supposed to be in his vein. They tried reinserting the needle into his other leg, but punctured an artery instead, covering the doctor's white coat with blood. 33 minutes after the execution began, the warden leaned up to the microphone, normally used for the condemner's last words, and announced they were temporarily closing the blinds. In a heated discussion, the warden and doctor discussed what to do. In the doctor's opinion, there was not enough drugs actually in his system to kill him, but there was too much in his system for the doctor to do anything to keep him alive without a full hospital facility. 10 minutes later, Clayton's "Oh my freaking heck!"